All right, it's been about 3 years since I've done an update after we moved in. I kind of got everything squared away on the bar initially, and the man cave, if you will. So, quick update. Again, about 3 years worth of updates to go through. So I'll hit some of the highlights. If you have questions or are curious how I've got everything set up, just let me know. Happy to go through that. Love to get some ideas, some feedback. Just kind of get an idea of what you guys think, things that you would do differently, things you think I should do differently. So anyway, let's get into it. Just as we come down the stairs here, we got some tins, Angry Orchard here. Lone Tree Brewery, it's my favorite, just down the way, about 10 minutes from my house. Let's see, it's been a season ticket holder after waiting 13 years for the Broncos for what, five years now, I believe. These are just some of the programs, but obviously you can tell how good they've been. And if you're a Bronco fan, obviously you know it's been terrible. Anyway, most of these guys aren't even on the team. You got Von Miller in there and Derek Wolfe. Aside from that, a bunch of guys that don't play for us anymore, or probably won't in the case of Cortland Sutton there. So, couple pieces, the All-Star poster, All-Star game, MLB, a couple years ago. We didn't go to the actual game, but I picked up this poster at the Fan Fest, and then we went to the Home Run Derby, which I think is actually better than the game in most circumstances. It was Shohei's first in Colorado here, and it was a ton of fun. He probably didn't do as well as he wanted to do, but it was a ton of fun to go to and watch anyway. Myriad of Rockies bobbleheads here. The Chad Bettis jersey, if you're a Rockies fan, you kind of know his story. Came back from cancer. Really interesting guy. Anyway, one of my favorites. A lot of cancer in my family, unfortunately, so probably means a little bit more to me than most. This Trevor Story jersey is game worn from his second season. It kind of disappointing, obviously, that he's no longer with us. Still like watching him play. Unfortunately, he plays the Red Sox, so that's disgusting. Thanks a lot, Trevor. Interesting story about the Yankees hat up there. It is signed, but not by a Yankees player. It's actually autographed by Denzel Washington. Ran into him on the street in a trip to New York that we were there for, and he was signing playbills, and I walked up and just got in line, didn't see the play. Not even sure what play it was, but anyway, signed by Denzel. So shout out to him, one of my favorites. Kind of a cool story there. I've got the Terrell Davis Super Bowl poster. This is from Pristine Auction. You have to be choosy about the ones that you get. Or I'll show you guys another one that I have. They're not bad, certainly, but if you're a purist, these are not actual jerseys. So that's something to just to know. Russell Wilson signed mini helmet there. Who knows if that will ever be worth anything. Got my replica Super Bowl rings. And the keychain there. I like to collect those anytime we win. Super Bowls, Avalanche, obviously Stanley Cup, that kind of thing. Big collector on that stuff. So this guy's pretty cool. You can see, I think here at the bottom, Kenzo's Customs. He hand makes these. And I just thought it went really well when he started selling this one. I said, well, that's going to go right there with that framed Terrell Davis picture. So shout out to him. I've got another one I'll show you guys. Older Avalanche figurines. Those are a gift from a coworker. Autographed John Elway jersey. I had been waiting for a John Elway autograph forever. Finally picked this up. Also, Pristine Auction. If you ever take this out of the frame, again, they are just the crappiest quality jerseys, but framed up, they look okay. Same thing. Steve Atwater here. Probably my second favorite player growing up. Autograph there. So. Again, Pristine Auction there. Look good in the frame. Garbage otherwise. Wesley Woodyard, my wife's favorite player. So this one travels around with us. We had it in our old house. This one will always be. It will always be in the collection, despite he doesn't play for us anymore. But great player, even a greater guy off the field. He did a lot of great things here in the community and in Tennessee when he was there. The Hayduk Berry. This is a retirement jersey from the retirement ceremony for Milan Hayduk. So love that. These are obviously there's only so many of them. So proud owner of that. Tyson Berry was great when he played for us, and I was really excited to get a hold of that one. These 4 jerseys, as we come down here, all autographed. The McKinnon here is, I got that autographed in person. Interesting about this is if you look at this picture, Nate and I are about the same in this picture, which is 100% not the case currently. He is much bigger, much bigger than I am. Everybody knows about his diet, or not, as he might tell you. But anyway, he's much bigger than me now. You've got the Gabe Landeskog one. Love this one because we've got this picture of Gabe when he was, again, much younger with my daughter. She's obviously much bigger now. She's 7. You'll see traces of her everywhere throughout the, quote, family cave, if you want to call it that. She spends just as much time down here as I do. You've got the away jersey signed by Gabe there with the silver marker, tough to see. This is the other pristine auction. This is a Tyson Jost sweater, if you want to call it that. Again, not authentic by any means. It's got some of the worst coloration on it. If you pull it out. Anyway, autograph there. Some pieces from my childhood. Didn't have these growing up, but wanted them. My parents couldn't get them for me, so the entire set here of 1992 Marvel Masterpieces. Just one of those things. I always wanted them, and I saw the full set in really good condition. I went ahead and snagged it. So, as you come down here, I'm gonna take a break. Just stand right here, and I just want to show you guys this. And the first thing I'm gonna mention is I don't take any credit for the construction, the ideas behind this. The gentleman who owned it, or the family before us, did all of this work, which is unbelievable. This is real brick along the floor here. You've got a nice seating area out here. But right about here, without some of the other pieces, obviously the chairs, the table, when we saw it, it was completely empty, not even staged. So when we saw this picture online, we couldn't tell if it was outside the house. We really didn't know, and it's hard to really explain it unless you see it in person. But this made us curious. We were even looking to buy a new house and move. But I think once you're inside the bar here, you'll understand. Assuming this is your cup of tea, I think it is, since you've already made it this far into the video. So we'll take a quick once around here. Inside the bar, you've got. So we come around here, got 2 refrigerators, the mini fridge there on the right, and the kind of half-size fridge, a little bigger probably. The fridge and the freezer kind of gives me everything that I need there. The shelf on the right side is actually custom built, not for me, but I bought it secondhand, and I just think it looks great in here. Matches the oak that's all throughout the bar. Obviously fits the mini fridge. There's some anyway. Just an interesting story there. So as we look again back out into the bar, there are 7 TVs in here, which of course for a man cave, family cave, whatever you want to call it, maybe a little overkill for some people. However, I spent a lot of time at Buffalo Wild Wings before we had a kid, and watched a lot of NFL games, a lot of college basketball, a lot of baseball, and just the idea that you can kind of watch whatever you want, whenever you want, at any given time, multiple things. I do have it wired up so I can watch something different on each one of these TVs. I am not an expert. It's taken a lot of trial and error. I'm happy to share kind of how it's set up. I'm sure you guys have some feedback, some ideas. Maybe you would have done it differently, but I'm happy to share that with you. So we'll start with a couple things that I want to share. Newest piece to the bar is this whiskey barrel shelf. Really good friend of mine, Armando, actually just got this for me recently. You can see it is hardwired in, the electricity there. 2 shelves. They can do a lot of different things. I know the gentleman who makes them has a coffee table, a couple end tables. I'd like to have a few myself. Not sure if this is the ending resting place for it, but that's where it is for now. I think it looks great. Still trying to decide exactly what I want to put in it, on it, but for now I think it looks pretty good. You'll note the pile of toys there for my daughter. So again, you'll see some of that throughout. We spend a ton of time down here as a family. So a couple of just notes about the jerseys here. Chris Harris Jr., one of my favorite players when he was on the team. Still obviously still like him. Not on the team anymore, but really great guy. I have a custom pair of Converse that his wife made, one for me, one for my wife. She was making them and I think donating the money to charity. Anyway, super cool. I'll show you guys those if you're interested. Just let me know. This helmet here on this side, signed by Von Miller. On the other side here, signed by John Elway. I actually got this autograph at training camp. He had a VIP. You can see the sticker there. A VIP event. It was a meet and greet with John Elway. I have about the worst selfie you could possibly take with him because it was in the midst of 200 other people trying to do the same thing. So anyway, got that signed. I'd like to get it signed by Peyton Manning and Terrell Davis. That would be kind of complete the MVP pieces that I would love to have on there eventually. I know I'm going to catch some flack for not having that in a case, something along that line. I haven't decided exactly how I want to do it. I'm really specific about damaging any of the oak and the woodwork in here. So hanging stuff like that sometimes is difficult. Quick mention about the horse head here. Probably not a huge deal to most people, but that is one of the original ones. They make them now, but they're lesser quality. Actually, I just don't think they're as cool. This is one of the ones that Shannon Sharpe wore, not individually, but the same type that he wore in that celebration after, I think, the AFC Championship game in the first Super Bowl. So this is the other Kenzo's custom piece. You'll see here at the bottom. Unfortunately, obviously, you've got Demaryius Thomas passed away recently. You've got those details there. But I thought that would go really well with this. Old enough to remember newspapers, and when he used to collect those. Kind of tough to see this one, but it's Peyton and Demaryius. Thought that was a really nice piece. Interesting there, that confetti that is in that frame is actually from the Super Bowl. I did not go to that Super Bowl. However, one of the radio hosts, D-Mac, was sending those to you if you sent him an envelope with your address. So shout out to D-Mac for sending that over. Really cool. Angry Orchard neon there. It's one of the newer ones that they're LED, so they don't get as hot, and you can adjust the brightness. Super cool. Again, my wife's a huge Angry Orchard fan. You've got the Broncos bumper stickers for season ticket holders. I probably sound like a Scrooge here, but I'm hoping we'll get something a little more exciting as season ticket holders now that we have the richest owner in the or second, at least close, in the NFL. So I'm hoping that's an update that comes here pretty quick. Peyton Manning autographed jersey here. This one I got autographed in person. You can see this is actually from his very first training camp practice. I went and it was wild. There was a lot of people there, and it goes without saying with Peyton. But with that said, anyway, it's really, really cool to see him. And I was so fortunate to get this in that first practice. They were I wouldn't say hard to come by, but definitely got harder as practices went on and success grew and what have you. So that's the story behind that one. This one is actually a game-worn Champ Bailey jersey. So two things about this. I know people are hit or miss on, do you get them autographed? Does it reduce the value? It's going to sound weird because I collect all this stuff and I have it all, but it doesn't matter to me how much it's worth. So I decided to have him sign the front. We've got that 50th anniversary patch. You can see the certificate of authenticity there. I tried so many times to get it signed in person, but eventually I had to pay for a signing there. You can see that. Wasn't present for that, but as good as I could get. So let's see. You got the Cale Norris Trophy picture, Cale Makar. Along with pucks from the Stanley Cup run last year. This one I got signed by Gabe Landeskog, just to kind of complete the package there. Signed Von Miller. Quick story about this one is really just I got it signed at a scrimmage at the stadium. He was signing at the bottom of a section. There's no way I was getting down there, so I just passed the jersey. And Broncos country, somehow somebody didn't just keep it. It went all the way down, got signed, came all the way back up. So really fortunate to get that back, I think. My daughter asked me the other day why I have boxes of cereal It's really a great question. I've just kind of collected them. So anyway, collectors will understand, but my daughter says, why do you have boxes of cereal just sitting on the shelf? She's probably right. So Super Bowl 50 champions flag. This was hanging outside the house for probably a year after, so that's why it looks a little tattered, but I think that actually makes it more interesting. I just kind of threw it on the door here. When we get more into the details of the bar, if you guys have some questions, back behind here is where all the wiring is for the most part, so I'll show you guys that down the road. If you're interested, just let me know. It's not all that interesting unless you really want to know how all this is wired up, which again, I'm happy to share. So you've got some bar glasses, some things that have been sent to me from friends, family, local breweries here. As we get behind the bar here, you'll see again some of the work that was put in here with the countertop and the kegerator in place here. The only downside to that is, like, I'm stuck with that footprint for the kegerator, meaning I couldn't put a double tap, one of the wider ones, in there. So I kind of had to rig it up. You can kind of see there. It works great. I can fit 2 5-gallon kegs in there. These tap handles are gifts from my brother, and they are just unbelievable. We got Peyton Manning and Peter Forsberg there. I have some others, but those ones are so awesome I can't bring myself to to change them out. I used to change them out pretty regularly, but now I have those two. That pretty much does it. So yeah, just to highlight some of the seating decisions. It's hard to say if it looks bigger in here for folks or smaller based on the video, but this is pretty much my spot where I sit. You'll find me here pretty much anytime there's a sporting event that I'm interested in. Rockies, I'm a Yankees fan at heart, born and raised. The Rockies didn't exist initially, so Yankees fan, Rockies fan, obviously Nuggets and Avalanche, what have you. So you'll find me here most times, and I can see every TV from here. You've got I can fit 4 bar stools. You can kind of adjust this around. I've done a number of different layouts. This couch probably isn't as big as it looks, but you can fit 2 people comfortably. It reclines, so I've got the PlayStation in here. My wife and my daughter and I play some games, and we can watch things at the same time. It's actually interesting how often I end up on the small screens, meaning there's whatever Netflix show my daughter's into at the time on the big screen. So anyway, I'll end up watching some of the small screens, which is part of the deal. So you'll notice, I know some people know a lot about these, but I have these Govee light strips kind of throughout the bar. They're not all Govee. There's a couple that aren't, but the way they've synced everything up now with the camera up top there, the lights actually change throughout the bar. So nice little touch there. It's crazy what technology can do. Again, I'm happy to show you guys some of that stuff, how that works to the best of my ability. Again, not an expert. So let's see. If we come out here, you got some, I just like to have as much seating as possible, right? So I've had these chairs for a long time. I have a couple of them. The other one's a little more beat up, but you'll kind of see the reverse angle coming down the stairs there. This is where I work, do a little bit of gaming also, but I've got 2 TVs out here. I can pretty much sync everything up to the bar when I want to have just one event on, when it's a Super Bowl, what have you. So a couple of pieces out here. Again, you've got the bar top there. Another one of those seats here. I've got some stools here. Fish tank, that's a story for another day, but obviously got the aquarium there. I've got an interesting story about that leaking all over here and how fortunate I was to not run into anything super crazy with that. I was fortunate to be home. Anyway, I kind of separated the theater area with a curtain. So I'll run in here and I'll show you guys kind of what this looks like. So we're big music fans. Whether you are a big Dave Matthews fan or not, everybody has their own taste. So we've got posters, ticket stubs. My wife put these collages together. She's awesome at that kind of thing. So you can see it's 7.1. It's something that it's on my list to upgrade. So you've got the first row here. And then the second row, you've got the riser there with another couch. These will comfortably sit 3 people. So it's a nice place to catch. It's more comfortable, I suppose, depending on how many people I have. So again, the speakers I have, I've got just some Sony bookshelves back here, some Fluence speakers here. And then I've got some Yamaha speakers that I've actually had for, I don't even know how long. I got them when I worked at Best Buy probably 15, 16 years ago. So I've had them for a really long time. There's a center channel behind the projection screen there. I'm gonna go ahead and just for science, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the lights down in here. I'll show you guys kind of what this looks like. It is a 4K projector. It's an Epson. I've really enjoyed it. And this is, again, it's a different dynamic, right? I wanted a space for movies, and then I wanted a space for, you know, for sports and what have you. But family time when we're watching a movie, this is a really great space to come in and do just that. So you'll see I've got the Hue sync box set up there. Again, I'm happy to get into some of the details. I know, again, purists, I've gotten some feedback on this in the past, but the reflection from the frames, what have you, it really, once you get immersed into the movie, you really don't even notice that's happening. So anyway, this is just a really unique space, and the way it was laid out, this was really the only thing we could do with it. That sounds whiny. It's not meant to be that way, but it was limited. It was already kind of wired up for this, so this is what we went with. So anyway, that is kind of the wrap up of the man cave, family cave. That's kind of the run through. Again, I'm happy to share any of the details. If you have any questions, or if you want to see something more specific, just let me know in the comments. And I'm happy to share that with you guys. I'm up for feedback, positive, negative. You know, this is something that I want to continue to upgrade. Again, the speaker system in here, that kind of stuff, it's a little dated. So there's some stuff that I want to work on, and I will work on. So we'll run back out here. We'll finish one little glimpse of the front of the bar, if you will. I'm not really sure. But anyway, that'll finish the tour for this year. We'll see where it leads us. And if you have some questions, or you have more specifics that you want to hear about, just let me know. Thanks for stopping by, and there's more to come. So